Hey, this is DCAB, and today we're going to go over the 5 reasons why you should buy the iPhone XR instead of the iPhone XS. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the colors. The colors on the iPhone XS, they just added gold. So they're pretty basic, they're pretty standardized colors for their premium line of handsets. However, their iPhone XR comes in 6 different colors. So you got the basic black and white, but they added blue, yellow, coral, and red. Now the red, if it looks just as good as the iPhone 8 product red from this year, oh man, this is going to be great. But at least now you don't have to wait 6 months for it to come out, and you have multiple color choices to cater to everyone's liking. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the iPhone XR camera. Now it's a single lens camera, which means on the Face ID, it had what they called portrait mode on there. So portrait mode is going to do a lot of the same things that the back end camera would do with the bokeh. It's going to do it with the front camera because of that flood illuminator, that dot projector, and that camera all working in sync with each other. So you're not going to be losing out on any kind of features with the front camera, and depending on who you are and if you like to take a lot of selfies, really then there's no reason to get the XS at all, because the XR has the same exact front camera system. No difference at all. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the screen size on the iPhone XR. The iPhone XR is going to have a 6.1 inch LCD display. So pretty much if you use an 8 or older, it's the same type of display technology. With LCDs, they do have better color accuracy than OLED displays like found on their iPhone X and their XS and XS Max. Now, besides that, the biggest thing to point out is the iPhone XR again has a 6.1 inch display versus the XS at 5.8 inches, except that you're getting a bigger display for $250 less. Now, think about that for a second. You're getting a bigger phone for less money. Why would you not want to go for the XR at this point? The second most important reasons to go with the iPhone XR are going to be the internals and the battery life. Now, Apple did say that the battery life is going to last an hour and a half longer than the iPhone 8 Plus, but what about the XS? Well, the iPhone XR is going to have 5 hours more of talk time and audio playback, 3 hours more of internet use, and 2 hours more of video playback. On top of that, it's also going to have the same exact A12 Bionic chip built into the phone. So again, these 3 new models have the same motor running these guys, right? Now let's recap what Apple did put into the phone. So the iPhone XR is going to have a 6.1 inch Liquid Retina display, which is pretty much what you're going to be able to find on the 8 Plus right now. You're going to have the A12 Bionic chip, which is supposed to improve battery life. On top of that, it has a single back-end shooter, but with that single lens system, it's still going to have the smart HDR, and it's going to have that portrait mode with the depth control. And then when you look at the other things on there, it's still going to have the same front-end camera with the TrueDepth system for Face ID. It's also going to have 6 different colors, 3 more than the iPhone XS series, and it does have the dual SIM capability. The most important reason to go with the XR is going to be the cost per gigabyte. Now let's look at this. 64 gigs is $749 versus $999 on the XS. Now there's a 128 gig model available, which comes in at $50 more, so you could double your memory on the XR for $50. Now there's a 512 version of the XS, and they don't make it for the XR, but that tops out at $1349. Okay, now the 256, which you could find on both models, comes in at $899 versus $1149. So at $100 less than what their 64 gig version cost, you could get the top end model with 256 gigs. But let's be real, we're comparing this to an upgrade. So the iPhone X from last year came in at $1149, and this phone is going to be faster and have better capabilities than last year's model, and also going to be $250 cheaper at the highest end gigabytes that they had to offer. Now just think about that for a second. XR at $100 cheaper than the iPhone XS comes with 256 gigs of internal memory, whereas the XS only has 64. Where you could have a phone that you don't have to worry about deleting photos or purchasing iCloud storage I mean, so you're saving $100 there. On top of that, you're gaining more battery life from your phone. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been in situations where my phone has died and I could have used a couple more hours of life because I was not near a plug. So I have the same internals, better battery life, similar camera quality as far as what the presentation showed, and $100 cheaper for much, much more memory. Well, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.